Yeah, we back. So I'm back here live with Kelley Parker. Well, it's gonna catch up. Okay. Yeah. Got it muted? Yeah. Yeah. So back here live with Kelley Parker, man, and this is the guru. You know what I'm saying? The real estate guru, flipping houses all over Atlanta. He got a couple new projects. I'm gonna tell you all about.
All right. Well, basically, what I wanted to come on this time, which last time you had put out there about the market changing.
Yeah.
Tell me what you've been reading up on that.
So the market is changing. Not so much in the major cities. Well, not as much as it is changing in other places. In a lot of places, it is not doing well. Real estate is not doing well. It's a lot of markets is not doing well. But in Atlanta and places like that, from what I was reading, of course, Atlanta's going to continue to grow. It's actually behind when you're looking at the fact that like places like New York and California who have similar nightlife, adult life, school systems and things like that. The fact it's a major city, it's actually really cheap to buy houses in Georgia or in Atlanta compared to like Atlanta. I mean, compared to like New York or places like that. So it's going to continue to keep going until it kind of catches up. But even here, I've heard a couple of people say it's slow, but it's not going to stop anytime soon. Not from what I'm seeing. But.
Right. Well, basically, the cold time of the market is right about now.
Okay.
From November to April 1st. The market usually slows down because people usually want to be in the house prior to the holidays, and they're not really out house hunting or anything like that. Yeah. So it may feel like the market is slowing down, but really the market is just
doing what it normally
does. Doing what it does.
I got you. Yeah, because I did hear like right after Christmas, stuff kind of slowed down. Right. So, yeah. As a matter of fact, I think I got my house in October. Matter of fact, I closed on Halloween, so October 31st, going right into Thanksgiving. So I can definitely see people trying to be in the house.
Prior holidays.
Yeah. So, what projects you working on right now?
Well, I'm working on about 4 at the moment.
4 flips?
Yeah.
4 flips right now. Okay.
We got one in Lithonia, one in Bankhead, one in East Point, and one on the West End.
All right. So, what kind of numbers we looking at in Lithonia?
Lithonia is a good market for families. It's not a young millennial market. You're not going to be able to ride your bike downtown. No. Lithonia is made for like young families or even older families. First-time home buyers love Lithonia because you get a lot of bang for your buck. We got this house over there around the corner from you. It's about 3,300 square feet. And then they're asking about $220 for it, which is a great number for that much square footage because that's less than like $70 a square foot.
That's a lot of square foot. Yeah. Okay. And so, what could you sell it for?
I mean, that's that retail.
That's retail. Okay. So what are you gonna buy it for?
The actual purchase price on the home was $130. Okay. And we put about 20, 25, 30 in it. Okay. So it's
60 all in.
Right. So you want 60 all in, minus the closing costs and the agent fees. You can walk away making about 50 to 60,000.
That's after everything.
That's after everything.
That's the profit.
Right.
Okay. So after that, like what would be, like how long could somebody expect for a house in that area to take the move?
Like each neighborhood is totally different based on the schools and the actual.
That's true.
HOAs and stuff like that. Believe it or not, people prefer to move in town or neighborhoods with HOAs because it actually keeps the property value there instead of just like dropping a dime in the middle of the hood like a big 10, a great home in the middle of the hood with no HOA and your neighbors got jumped out cars in the front yard. And you're not going to have that problem with a HOA.
Real quick, Jabraz checking in from Raleigh. Okay. Rod the Hook said he ready. And Nali said she coming from New Orleans. What's out? Desmond Little, St. Louis. Okay. So there's a few people checking in from St. Louis. I can't even say that. Y'all reading? Armo, we see y'all, man. What's happening? He said he paid $850.
Damn, $50K. Atlanta too cheap.
Too cheap. Yeah.
$850 in Atlanta, boy. You can buy a neighborhood.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I mean, Georgia's cheap in general. I got a house in Macon, Georgia. I bought it for $54,000, and it was 2,100 square feet. And I met this lady when I was off training with the military, and she had bought a house at the same time that I did. She was in California. She paid for the same size. She paid $600,000, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And she said she still had to remodel it. Mine didn't even need remodeling on there. I was like, "That's crazy."
Right.
So
you said 600 or 6?
She paid 600.
For
she was in California.
Gotcha.
I don't know what part of California she was in.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, "Oh my God!" Like, you know, because I'm spoiled, right? I'm like,
the volume is low.
Oh, the volume low.
Turn your phone up.
Yeah, turn your phone up.
That's my cousin, man. Right?
Oh, okay. So can y'all hear us out there? Do we need to speak louder? Let's see. Can't hear you that well. Casino. California rip off. Volume low. Yeah. Palm Beach. Palm Beach, what's up? What's up? JT hustles. Hey, JT said he checking in, learning the game. Yeah. All right, so, and what's the other ones you working on?
The one in Lithonia, Bankhead, the one off of Hollywood Road.
Okay, so how's that?
Oh, Hollywood, a gold mine. That's the reason T.I. is buying up everything in Bankhead.
So in case you don't know, T.I. is buying up like the whole Bankhead area, everything that touched Hollowell. Yeah, he's buying all that.
Killer Mike, if y'all like Trigger Warning, yeah. he dropped some gems on that show on Netflix.
Let's see. So somebody just said they trying to get in the comment section. Corey said he trying to get in the comment feed, but he don't know what's going on. He's not sure what he's doing wrong. Bro, I do not know how to fix that for you right now. You know, get in the chat, bro. Get in. It's on the side, or at least on this computer, it's on the side. Say chat, top chat. Anyway, who's that? Golden Key.
What about the Bluff?
What about the Bluff?
Listen, I went and looked at two duplexes in the Bluff today. The Bluff zip code 30314 off of Joseph E. Boone.
Yeah.
I went over there today and looked at two duplexes. I could buy both duplexes for $60,000. So 4 units for $60 in the Bluff. The Bluff got a long way to go.
Long way.
A long way to go, but you can still buy a
if you're willing to hold it for a while.
You got stuff off of Westlake, off of Joseph E. Boone. Everything over there is turning over slowly but surely. Yeah. But the Bluff is next. The Bluff is next.
Yeah, somebody said, talk about lines of credit.
All right. Depends on whether it's a HELOC or is your personal business line of credit or whatever. It's all a numbers game with this. So, ask me a specific question about lines of credit. It's too vast to just dwell on right now.
Yeah. So, what about lines of credit do you want to know? What you want to know about lines of credit? Down here looking at the comments. All right, so Charles Sticker said, turn up the volume a little. We are using a phone.
Right.
I do not know why the volume is low. I don't know why the volume is low. Maybe because it might be. It don't seem like it's that far from us, but turn up the volume.
It's that far.
Let me see.
Arm's length.
Let me see. Let me try something else.
Hold on 1 second.
All right, so turn this around. I do not know if this is gonna work, but let's try it.
Oh, the front mic?
Yeah.
Gotta face it down. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right. That's cool.
Let's see.
Yeah.
How about now?
Is volume better now? The volume is fine.
Volume good. All right. So, let me see. All right. Let me see what y'all saying in here. All right. So, cool. Volume is better. All right. Brian Williams said business lines of credit and hard money. We want to talk hard money, business lines of credit.
All right. Business line of credit, same thing with hard money. You first want to get an LLC first when you start to apply for hard money. And while building your LLC, you can make it real estate related, whatever field you want to take it in, if you're going to do more than just flip houses or invest in properties or whatever. So if you start building your business line of credit, first off, you got to have good credit as a person. you're not going to have A1 business credit and your personal credit is jacked up because it goes hand in hand when you first starting out. So just focus on yourself, your credit, your personal credit, and then you can develop some business credit working with different banks and stuff. A good way to build business credit, and it's not reported to the bureau, but it'll help you get off the ground, is with PayPal. PayPal gives out lines of credit. They call it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. PayPal giving out lines of credit.
Right. PayPal gives out lines of credit based on the revenue you bring in through PayPal. Say if you selling houses or doing hair, not selling houses, but doing hair or selling merchandise through PayPal, and they see, okay, you bringing in $5,000 a month through PayPal sales, they liable to give you $20,000 in credit.
I had no idea. I had no idea PayPal was
giving
right
in your PayPal account, and you can transfer it to. They call it PayPal.
That's crazy.
Google PayPal Working Capital.
PayPal Working Capital. You just put me on something I didn't even know about. All right. So that's crazy. All right. So, explain how to determine areas to invest in.
If you ride down the street and you see a lot of dumpsters, that's a good area.
Because it's developing. Big money coming in.
If you ride in a neighborhood and you see the police put cameras on certain light poles, it's time to invest in that neighborhood. They're not doing that for us to just watch us. They're doing it because they know this neighborhood is turning over. Yeah. And they want to keep an eye on everything so it won't slow down the progress of this neighborhood. So it's certain little signs that you see, like what I drive around all day, Atlanta, DeKalb, Gwinnett, Fulton, South Fulton, anywhere that I go in the area, Cobb County, if I see one or two dumpsters in the neighborhood, that's a good neighborhood. If I see just a bunch of abandoned houses and no work going on, it's not moving right now because nobody's buying in it. Of course, you can go in to the bluff and get a couple houses and turn them over, but you can't sleep at night because somebody might be in your house taking your wiring or your plumbing out, and now you trying to make this hood look better and make some money while doing it, and you end up losing money.
Yeah. So somebody said, are we still planning on having the conference? Yes, we're still planning on having the conference. So recently, we've been trying to get up. He's been busy. I've been busy. When I was in town, he was out of town. When I was out of town, he was in town. So we've been trying to get everybody scheduled right. We're working on it. I've been looking at venues and been narrowing them down. Still want to look at a few more. Really, I need their help to find some other ones. He is a licensed realtor, so it makes sense. But yeah, so that's something we're looking at doing. Somebody said sleeping on PayPal, laugh out loud. So Jabral said, Kelley, do you work with investors / partners?
Yes, I do. I primarily work with investors. I'm working on some projects now where I work with homeowners, but I prefer to work with investors. Homeowners can be a lot more tedious and picky, right? And they want stuff done like it's done on HGTV.
That's their baby.
They live in it, so of course they want it done right. I mean, everything I do is right, but they want it done to HGTV standards in 23 to 46 minutes.
For the low too.
Like an episode on TV, and it doesn't happen like that. Like if someone comes in, like a house I just did in East Point for this homeowner, I redid the entire house, and we removed the old cabinets. Behind the old cabinets was paneling and not sheetrock. So they were like, "What is that?" And I tell them that, "Yo, we got to take this paneling down and install some sheetrock because these exterior walls may not even have insulation in them." So when we do that and we pull everything out and it doesn't, then they didn't factor in that cost, and the investor be like, "Okay, I factored in 10% for overages." I tell a homeowner, factor in 10%. They think you trying to get over 10%. No, I'm not trying to get over. I'm trying to do your house up to code. So you won't call me out here in 6 months to say you got mildew on your walls.
So somebody said, well, East Afro dude said, should I get my first property as a rental or live in one of the units and claim it as a primary residence and save on income tax?
I hear that a lot because that's the game they've been giving y'all on the internet and everything, talking about buy a duplex, live in one side, get income on the next. I don't know any wealthy investors that have done that because you can buy a duplex, like I said, it's 2 in the bluff for 60. You can buy a duplex for 35, 40, put 20, and you stay on your side. The other side, you charging $800-900 a month for rent. It's covering the mortgage on both units, but you ain't made no money.
Right. You
basically living for free, but you ain't made no money. Yeah. So why would you do that when you can take the same 60 that you done invested in that, buy a house, put some more money in it, flip it, walk away with 50. You done made money. It's not invested. It's not really
in your pocket
profitable when you living on one side and just having your rent paid. That's like, what is that? My rent is paid, but my car note ain't. Right. So it's not. I don't know any people that do that. Yeah. I know people that will buy a rental, but they already have a primary residence, and then they can get it like that.
So JB said, LLC needed. If so, what business code?
It depends on the state. All
right. So, all right. So Rodney Hook says, what is more important, purchase price or sale price?
Depending on your realtor. Because we can make that number whatever you want it to be. And Rodney is my cousin.
Okay. Rodney, I think I met him, right?
Right. He just bought a house.
What's up, bro?
Congratulations, Rodney.
Congratulations.
He just bought a house.
Picture.
Right.
Yeah. Congratulations.
He bought a huge house.
Got a beautiful home, man. I think we got the same builder, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, same builder. So to answer that question, sales price, because that's what you're paying for it.
So, Alride, I can't say this right. I'm not sure if this is right, but they said start with at least 5 trade lines for business credit.
You got to start with 1.
Can't start with
5. You can start with 1 and go up to 5, and then you can do the thing.
Y'all funny. All y'all funny. Like, all right, so I soon get out the military. How can I own my first property? Whoa. Now this is a question for me. Now, are you talking about living in it as a primary residence, or are you talking about a flip? Now, if you're talking about a flip, then you're talking to him. But for me, I mean, I got 2 houses on my VA loan. You can actually buy more than 1 house depending on how much of the benefit you use. Right. So I bought a house, and then a few years later, I moved back up to Atlanta. And when I did that, I bought another house with the same VA loan. You could just you could use it more than 1 time. As long as you don't stretch out the benefit. So, but yeah, I mean, that was no money down. I'm a disabled veteran. And as long as you got 10% disability from the VA, 10%, that's a shaving waiver. You can get a shaving waiver and get 10%. Trust me, I had one that was 10% for that. But you get a shaving waiver from the, not a shaving waiver. You get if you had a shaving waiver while you was in the military, you get a shaving disability claim from the VA, 10%. And as long as you got that, they waived the funding fee as well. Because even with the VA loan, you have to pay a funding fee. But my funding fee was waived, no money down. I think I bought, when I purchased my house, it was $1,000 down for the earnest money. You gotta put the earnest money down no matter what. But that was all the money I came to closing with. I didn't pay closing costs. I didn't do anything. No money down. Moved in my first house. My second house, I built from the ground up. Put $1,000 earnest money down. That was all that I brought to closing. I didn't pay anything else. They paid the closing costs. I got the funding fee waived from the VA. I was out of pocket the $1,000 from the earnest money. And that was, so $2,000, I bought 2 houses.
Right. And I just seen a question from someone from St. Louis asking, can they do a lease to own option in St. Louis? You can do a lease to own option everywhere. I'm going to give you guys a website that you can go to. This company is called homepartners.com. And you can go to Home Partners and put in a zip code. What Home Partners will do, they will, if you qualify, first off, they will buy the house that you want, let you lease it for a year, and at the end of that year, they'll give you an option to either move or purchase the home at whatever rate you guys are approved for.
So somebody's asking for your email. He said he's going to put you on his buyer's list.
Hey, just send me a message on Instagram or Facebook.
All right, so y'all ready to take his IG down?
My Instagram is...
Oh, you know what? I can type it in here.
Yeah, he going to post it up.
Hold on, if I can...
This is my name, first and last.
There you go. Just type it in there. Oh. He used to using an iPhone. He looking at my Android like, what is... what is this? All right, so I just posted his Instagram, Kelley_Parker. So message him on Instagram and then y'all can handle that. Cause his email get crazy like mine do from this YouTube stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. Somebody said, Mr. Kelley, with wholesaling, what is the best ways to reach owners of vacant properties or tax lien properties?
A lot of people usually do the yellow letters, which is right. They do a reverse lookup for the house and go back and exactly what it sounds like, reverse lookup, where you start Googling the street address and find out who the owner was, or get the tax ID for the lot and find out who the owner is, which usually doesn't live at the residence. And they send them a letter, a handwritten letter to them asking what they'd like to sell that house. They'll give them market value or some other terminology. But it's a lot of ways for wholesalers to get money without going directly to the reverse lookup and trying to find abandoned houses. A good way to get them is the probate court. I mean, people leave properties to their kids and their kids want to sell them. Probate court is when someone dies that owns a house, and they do the auctions on the courthouse steps first Tuesday every month. You can go to auction.com and see that. It's like it's just multiple ways. I don't want to give all the secrets out right now because a lot of wholesalers will be mad at me.
Hit him up off of here.
Hit me up and I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. So Golden Key, shout out to you, big bro. You know what I'm saying? Just sent $5 in. Thank you for the opportunity to this information. Knowledge is power, and I appreciate this information. Actually, I got to correct you on that part. When you say knowledge is power, application of knowledge is power. Knowledge is just knowledge if you don't use it. It's no point. I got a god brother who knows every state capital and the capital of every country, but he doesn't go to Jeopardy. Then there's there's no point in him doing that. So yeah, Curtis said he heard VA the best option. In my opinion, it was you could buy up to a 4-unit with a VA loan, and do whatever you want to with that. I would definitely come to town for the conference if I get enough time. Man, we're going to definitely make sure you do. D. Brooks, what's happening? Raymond Kelley says, what about Dunn and Bradstreet number?
Oh, that's a business person question.
So
I know about Dunn and Bradstreet. That's like a business credit score, but I'm not. I mean, you want to ask an accountant.
So it depends on how you're what you're doing. Like a lot of people who buy houses, they create an LLC for every house that they use that they're gonna flip. So the Dun and Bradstreet number, if I'm not mistaken, is specific to one particular company, and it's not just used for every company that you got. And so it would kind of be no point in doing that, building that Dun and Bradstreet number up to get access to capital based on the business side. I mean, you can still do that, but because most of it is going to be using a lot of your personal credit, what you've been doing with your business and stuff like that, every LLC. So you mainly use your one LLC, right?
A lot of investors use one LLC per property.
So now if you're doing that and you're just going to use one LLC, then it would make sense. But if you got every house is going to be put in an LLC, so it's its own separate entity and it has no real dealings with the other ones, then unless you're gonna leverage everything that you have as an owner of those companies or whatever, some kind of way. But I mean, I think it's useful when you have an active business, say you got a construction business and you're trying to get a government contract or something like that. Then the Dun and Bradstreet numbers they definitely come in handy because you gotta have something like that. But other than that, you don't need it. I don't think. Who is it? The Dallas market is on fire. Right, especially around DeSoto, Texas area. I don't know anything about Dallas. Mm-hmm. I know that I know Erica Williams talks about Texas, and I think she lives in Dallas or somewhere. I know she lives in Texas, and I know she likes that market out there. She was actually doing a walkthrough on her YouTube channel of a house that she was in out that way. So let me see. JT Hustle said, what's up, fam? What's poppin', bro? All right. Yeah, Erica's in Austin, Texas. Thank you for letting me, correcting me. Thank you, appreciate that. Is getting a land trust better than LLC for investment?
I'm not. I can't answer that because it's all personal preference. It's nothing to do with business.
Yeah.
And I see Tigger asked the question.
Okay. How do you find aftermarket repair value?
Being an agent, I have access to the MLS, whether it's Georgia MLS or FMLS. And with those tools, you can find comps in the neighborhood, like not Zillow, not Redfin. They're not going to give you exact comps that you need because each comp is based on specific schools, streets, neighborhoods, period. I mean, Atlanta is made up of maybe 150, 200 neighborhoods. So by just Googling comps in the city of Atlanta, you're not really going to find a comparable comp.
And also, I just wanted to piggyback off of what somebody on here said. D. Brooks said, hit the like button. It's free. So if y'all could, hit the like button. We got 62 people on here right now. We got 29 likes. I don't know why we ain't got like 60 likes. So we got 30. Okay, it's going up, man. Come on, y'all already know. # fast money, man. Fast money. Y'all already know how we doing this. So why do you like flipping better than long-term rentals?
The type of person I am, I mean, a lot of people prefer the long-term money. I'm trying to build up to that. Well, I can just sit back and do my long-term rentals or whatnot. But starting out, so I've only been doing this a couple years, about 3 years up here in Georgia. Yeah. You would want to build as much capital up as quickly as possible to continue to flip houses. Maybe when you get to a certain number, whatever number that is in your mind, then you're like, okay, I'm going to buy 3 rentals this year. I'm going to buy 5 next year. I'm going to buy 10 the following year. And you want to keep going up, getting your rental portfolio up, and then you can sit back and get tons of money every month if the tenants all pay on time. But it's also a lot of responsibility with multiple properties.
Yeah, Kerwin said, is it best to be a licensed realtor as an investor?
I wouldn't say it's best, but it's smarter because you're familiar with the language, you're familiar with the process in and out, whether it's flipping, buying, holding, whatever, and then you're familiar with you can actually list your own properties. So you're saving 3% or whatever commission you agree on by doing that. And
appreciate that, Raymond.
And then I recommend everybody who want to get into flipping houses at least take the online real estate class for their state so they can get familiar with the verbiage, and it'll give you a head start when you start talking to other seasoned investors or potential sellers or buyers.
Nas Green said, funding multi-properties, what methods do you use?
Multi-properties? What you mean, multi-unit?
I don't know if you mean multi-family or multiple. So, what do you mean? Do you mean, Nas Green, do you mean multiple properties or do you mean multi-family properties? Which one do you mean? All right, now we have 46 likes. Let's get them lights up. What is the online class?
Just Google it. It's a lot of $100 classes out there. Some on Groupon for $50. If you're in Georgia, then just Google Georgia Real Estate Online Class. Yeah. If you're in Florida, same thing. Whatever state you're in, just Google Real Estate Class. Sign up for it. And you can sign up for it tonight and start class tonight. I mean, it's...
Yeah, Curtis Davis said he's taking the Real Estate Express course right now. Nas Green said he just means more than one property. How do you fund more than one property?
That's a lender's question. Like, I mean, it all depends on the relationship you got with your lender. If your credit great enough where they give you $500,000 or $250,000 and tell you can go buy a house, spend it on one, and then they see that you're turning that one over pretty well. And once you start that process on that, they may give you another opportunity to go buy another house once they see the progress on that one. But I don't know any lenders that'll be like, here's $300,000, go. They're not really.
Nas Green said he trying to get 3, 4, 5 properties at the same time. Now, you trying to get one at a time, or you just trying to get them all 5 at the same time? And I think that might be more the question, because you can fund them
if you got the funds.
Yeah,
but when you're using other people's money, OPM, it's pretty hard to just say I need this amount of money and I'm gonna buy these houses, whether they're low prices, where they $20,000 a piece, and you want to go buy 5.
Yeah,
you still got to put money in those 5 houses to get a return on them.
Raymond Kelley said he's trying to get with me on the Hot Shot Startup. Man, I got you, man. I know so much about trucking. It's crazy. I ain't gonna even lie. It's crazy. My Instagram at King Casino 1. the number one. And my email is, well, for that, casino is the name at Gmail. So, all right. So he says, Nas Green says, I have 3 on the FHA. He said FAH, but I'm thinking it's FHA.
I don't know how they gonna get
but it's a slow grind. If you're talking about you renting them, are you trying to be a landlord, like, or are you trying to flip properties? Because if you got 3, you should at least be sold 2.
What is it?
All right, so
do you have to?
Do you always have to use your own money along with hard money lenders' money to get your first flip property?
Drop my wood on that. Do you always have to use your own money? I mean, when you're using hard money, you're not using your own money. You're just showing your capital, your bank statements, and they give you a certain amount based on your credit score, your capital, and your credit worthiness. So it's not really, you're not really using your own money.
Yeah. When I talked to the hard money lender, he said because I hadn't really had a history of flipping properties, once I flipped a few, then they would, allow me to like not have to put money down. But it was like, I don't know how many properties you flip before that happens, where they just start trusting you with it.
Yeah, they have their own guidelines. Each lender has their own guidelines. Some say 3 properties, some say 5.
Gotcha. All right, so how's the wholesale market out in Gwinnett County? Have you done any wholesale deals out that way?
Gwinnett, the whole county, is a gold mine.
Gold mine.
Like the Lou, Norcross, everything in Gwinnett, because the schools are so strong that the schools are so strong that everything up there is pretty solid. As far as the wholesale market, I'm not sure about the wholesale market in Gwinnett because I don't do wholesale anymore. I haven't done wholesale in over a year. But if you can find some deals in Gwinnett, you definitely got buyers. So I'm pretty sure that it may be strong, very strong.
So today, while speaking to a realtor, she said any home below 80K, investors are buy by cash. What? 80K? No, you can get, from all my experiences, you should be able to get funding on anything 50K. And well, like most
Curtis, that person gave you incorrect information. Don't ask her any more questions, or him, because any home below any amount is not necessarily a buy by cash. If you're using hard money and you're approved based on the lender, whether it's private money or what, you can buy any way you approved or eligible to buy. So it's not anything under 80K. The person, because a partner of mine, she has 6 houses for sale right now that's under 80, and they're all approved for hard money. Like you can use hard money on them, so you don't have to necessarily use cash on anything under 80K.
So financial awareness says, I'm struggling to estimate renovation, and tips or steps you would suggest.
I like your questions, financial awareness. I like both of your questions. I'm going to answer both of them. The second question I see is also, how are you finding your deals, MLS, wholesalers, etc. All right. To estimate renovation, what I do, a quick estimation rule that you can do is if someone lives in the house, then you can just basically say, if you're not taking any walls out, changing the layout or adding a story or doing an addition or anything like that, you can pretty much guesstimate around $35 a square foot for the rental. Say if the house 1,000 square feet and you just going in there, they already live in it, they're going to get out, and you just going to update all the cosmetics and change out everything. It's probably about $35,000 with $35 a square foot. Say if the house is abandoned, of course that number goes up based on the mechanicals that are there and that aren't there. But don't just take this rule of thumb and apply it to every project, because every project is different. Because you're not finna go rent a 1,000 square foot house in Buckhead for $35,000. You might do it in Bankhead for $35,000, but not Buckhead. It's all about the finishes and other things that may come up with that project.
So in Buckhead, what do you think about $75 a square foot?
It's all the finishes. Like Buckhead is different. Like It's like Midtown. It's like North Decatur. It's certain areas in Atlanta where you want to put high-end finishes in these projects. Sandy Springs, a lot of Gwinnett, a lot of Cobb. You want to put these high-end finishes in these properties because they're going to request top dollar when you get ready to list them.
So Ghana Warrior says, Kelley, will you be having classes on how to flip, or do you have partnerships?
I mean, yes. I plan to have some classes, maybe even write a book.
We're working on that. We working on that. Yeah.
So, but you guys will be the first to know when we do those classes. Like people ask me why I give out so much free game. I mean, what's the point if you can't share the knowledge that you already know? Like, I'm one person. Why can't I spread this to everybody that want to learn it? Like, I'm not greedy. It's a lot of money out here. I'm not going
to that's the crazy thing.
Do the seminars at
so
the airport
money out here, and that's basically
that you come free and then sell you a package at the end for $5,000. I'm not finna do that. This game is. You can YouTube not YouTube. You can Google most of the stuff that I'm telling you.
Right.
But I put what I tell you in layman's terms because I'm not finna just use a bunch of big words to confuse you about this remodeling game. I've seen some questions about, like, let me answer your second question, financial awareness about the finding deals. You can find a deal any way you please. if you got an aunt that want to sell a house, or an uncle, or friends or parents may sell houses and don't want to list with an agent, then that may be a way you find a deal. Back in the day, it used to be Craigslist, where you can put a ad on Craigslist and get some deals from there. It can be for salebyowner.com. You can find deals on there. It's multiple ways that you can find these deals.
I see houses on Facebook, Craigslist. Mm-hmm. People just got signs outside their house. I see abandoned houses, and you can just go to the property, look up the address on the tax assessor, find out who owns it. Might be able to Google search that person, find that person's information. It might be this old 80, 90-year-old person who got the house or had the house like 30, 40 years, never comes back to the city. They'll give you the house just about. Because maybe they don't have kids.
They don't know the Atlanta market. Like a couple years ago, a lot of the deals came across when doing probate, when someone parent or grandparent dies and they left the home, where they're the next in line for the home on the deed or whatever, and they can't get in touch, and they don't know the Atlanta market. They don't know the houses off of Glenwood or Gresham Road or anything like that, that those property values are going up. So they just basing it off of Zillow, which is not a good way to look up property values at all. All those estimate numbers are not accurate. So they might be like, okay, Granny got a house off Gresham Road. It say right here it's worth 57. That house might be worth 107. They done lost 50 based on Gresham without reaching out to somebody that's in the market. So it's just knowing your market. Like, I know Atlanta by zip code.
Right. I
don't know Atlanta by town. Like, if someone say I got a house I want you to look at, and you tell me what zip code, they be like 30316. I'm like, okay, East Atlanta. I'm familiar with that 30314. I know the Bluff, cool. 30318. Bankhead up the Riverside. We good. So whatever. I know the zip codes like that. So if you're serious about doing this and you want to learn your area, learn it by zip code.
Right. Because
that's the closest you're gonna get to knowing what street and what's going for what. Because truth be told, back 2-3 years ago, I sold a house in Grant Park off of Hill Street, 1050 Hill Street. I remember the house. Great house. They made a lot of money on that house. The zip code for Grant Park is 30315. That zip code is also for Lakewood, which wasn't turning over as fast as Grant Park. Peoplestown wasn't turning over as fast as Grant Park. But now, all of that stuff is catching up to 30315. Zoo Atlanta, all that's the same zip code.
It's crazy.
So if you're not familiar with the zip code, the schools, and the streets, then you might be selling your house a little too much or overpricing it based on the area that you see other numbers going for. And that's a whole different school. The Hill Street situation, the school that I sold was was Hill Street running north and south. On this side of Hill Street are these houses are zoned for a private school, which is a charter school, which is great. All house values are. This side of the street are Atlanta public schools. So that value isn't there. But unless you got MLS and you can dictate which school zones are which, or just Googling it, then you're not going to know what you're in for, basically.
I'm looking for Samuel's question because he said I keep skipping his question. So I'm looking for what?
D. Brooks, I'm gonna answer your question. How much money would you recommend you save for your first flip with good credit? A lot of hard money lenders want to see like at least 10 to 15,000 in capital in your bank account. I mean, it doesn't have to stay in your bank account, but it has to be in an account when you do the application process and right before you close the house, it has to be in that account as well. But each lender has a different required amount based on your credit score.
I see one question from Samuel said, "Can I invest from New York and move down after a few deals?"
Of course, I have investors right now that live in California. They flip in Georgia, California, and Texas. They come to Georgia one day a month, and that's to go to the auction to buy more houses. They do the same thing with Texas. They live in Cali. So you don't have to be where your money is because your money is in the house. Your money's not with Kelley. Your money is not with Metro Pro Remodeling. Your money is in this property. Yeah. So your money's safe.
Yeah. Infinite Power says they are buying Stone Mountain in downtown Decatur up. He said they buying up Stone Mountain in Decatur.
Oh, they've been buying up Stone Mountain, Decatur, Lithonia, everything in decab on that side.
Yeah. So like on the east side, from like Conyers, Lithonia, that whole area, they're putting a sports complex out that way. I don't know how much it's gonna cost, but they putting this like major sports complex. I think it might be a soccer stadium included or something with that. I don't know, but it was also where they were talking about Amazon was gonna come, was to the Stonecrest area. So that was supposed to like triple house costs or prices overnight if they ever came, but I don't know if they still coming or whatever. They were actually gonna, because Stonecrest is a new annex that was just recently made its own little town or whatever. So they were actually going to repurpose part of Stonecrest and name it Amazon, Georgia, in order to get the Amazon contract just to attract them. But if you were anywhere in that area, they were bringing like 50,000 jobs. Everything was going up crazy around there. So ATL ball in new stadium. Yeah, that Mercedes stadium is crazy, man. When Beyonce came in, she had to see Atlanta that lost his mind out there. Business address like Regis can't use P.O. Box or registered agent. Okay, so the registered agent thing, it can almost be like anybody, right? If you know somebody who live in Georgia, you can put them down as your registered agent. All that means is when official mail comes, I don't think you can be the owner of the company though. It needs to be somebody else. But
unless it's a sole, not an LLC, like a sole proprietorship.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you can do that, and as long as they live in Georgia, they got a physical address, you good. But I mean,
they want to be able to reach a person.
Yeah.
If you get subpoenaed by doing that bad business.
So
you can't do it with a P.O. box.
Did you already answer D. Brooks about how much money would you recommend? Oh, you already answered that. The best way to find trustworthy. Okay, best way to find trustworthy construction crews.
All right, that's a great question. I get asked this question every other day. The only way to find good, trustworthy people is recommendations. I mean, you can try the Angie's List and the other internet providers that provide services, but if you know someone in a certain area, or if you don't, just ask around. Like ask for some references from whoever is directing you to this project. If say I go to Tennessee and I don't have a crew up there, I would go to Home Depot and ask around, like who's doing good work, who's staying busy, and stuff like that. But I won't necessarily hire these people. I need to do my research. So I'm going to ask Home Depot who they recommend, because the people who work for Home Depot that do installation, they often do installation also outside of Home Depot. So if I can exchange numbers with these people who work for Home Depot, then they could direct me to some trustworthy people.
So Andre Harris said, is there a lack of workers in Atlanta like it is in Florida?
What type of workers? Like remodelers or hard-working contractor guy? It's a lack of working people everywhere, because people don't want it as much as you may want it, or much as I may want it, or much as Casino may want it.
I want it.
I want it. You just got to find somebody who's willing to work. Let me tell you something that I heard in a class one day over at Keller Williams. This was this guy in there that does cold calling. in the morning, he reaches out. He said, I'm going to tell you how to make a lot of money. But I know you're not going to make a lot of money. I say, I'm thinking to myself, how can you tell me how to make a lot of money, but you telling me you know I'm not going to make a lot of money? He said, because I do the same thing every day. I call X amount of people every single day, and I'm like, you right. A lot of people like, damn, you right, because we don't see it like everybody else sees it. So if we see a hard worker, then we applaud them for their hard work, but we got to applaud them for their hard work and consistency.
Right.
Because that's the money shot, the consistency. I got guys that are great friends up here in Atlanta that can't work for me because they're not consistent. Yeah. So regardless if you paint this one house in 2 days, and you paint my next house in a week, and you paint the other house in 5 days, that's not good enough for me because you're not consistent. Yeah. If I can find somebody who can give me this breakdown every day or do this certain thing every day, then you're the type of people that will work like me. Like, I'm going to get up every morning. My alarm going to go off at 7:30. I'm not going to leave my house after 9 because there's a lot of school buses around here. So it's a lot of traffic in the morning. So I'm going to leave my house, and then I'm going to go do what I got to do based on what I do every day.
T-Finesse, $20. What's happening?
Yeah, interrupt me, bro. Give the man a shout out. But yeah, he did that. But basically,
you man, dog.
Come on, man.
Go ahead, man.
But basically, you just got to be consistent about the hard work. Dre, I thank you for asking that question, bro, because it's a lot of work everywhere, but it's not a lot of hard workers everywhere. Yeah. Like you have to physically get tired of dealing with people more than you have to mentally get tired of dealing with somebody more than you're physically tired of dealing with somebody.
Yeah, so do you find yourself coaching a lot of the guys as far as like motivating them, like, hey man, that guy here get this money, man. I'm gonna pay you.
Right.
I'm gonna pay you better than what you deserve, but I'm gonna pay you. But I just need you, bro. Come on,
a lot of my jobs, since I don't do much labor, a lot of my job
like not much labor. Let me tell you about this guy. He shows up and check out to see what's going on.
Right.
He walking.
I'm like a coach.
Yeah.
I ain't been to play the game.
Seen him live nothing. I seen him bring stuff to the site.
Yeah.
Back and forth. I ain't seen him put a nail in the wall.
Right. And that's the thing I got for a good company to be ran, you gotta have somebody that's able to encourage the people that's working with them. Like, if I got these guys and they're happy with their pay or happy with whatever the progress on the project and they're turning it over and we ready to go to the next project, I'm going to do everything I can to keep this person happy if they're consistent. Just like I'm going to be consistent with the work. I'm not going to have them not working. Like, I'm going to keep work for them. But it's just hard work. Like, a lot of people when I was in college and stuff took advantage of the clock. You can't take advantage of the clock no matter what you do. Whether it's you're a teacher, you're a manufacturer worker, you're a construction worker. If you take advantage of the clock, then you've done everything you can do in that 8 hours, 10 hours, whatever, however long your shift is. Yeah. So once you start realizing, I'm going to just do this and get it done because I know I'm going to get my reward. And at the end of the day, my god brother used to always text me, Craig Giddens.
Hey, so I got Christina Spells.
My god brother, Craig Allen Giddens, used to always tell me, I'm closer to my dreams. He said, you're closer to your dreams than you know it. So everybody need to understand that whoever watching this, you're closer to your dreams than you actually know it. You just got to keep walking forward and going for what you want. Like, don't look back. Like Gucci say, when you look back, that's when you trip and fall.
So I got Christina Spells on the phone right now. So can y'all hear her? Let me get a light.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? So Christina Spells is a real estate investor. She flip a lot of houses. What city or state do you?
St. Louis,
Missouri. She do a lot of stuff out that way. She's also, when I first met her, we were talking about Bitcoin. We were both kind of in, yeah. So I met her at a wealth conference. She was a speaker, I was a speaker, and so, but yeah, she does a lot of stuff. You're on the thing with Max Maxwell, right, and Gary Vee?
Yes. This weekend, I'm here already in Dallas.
Oh, you are there already. So she's in Dallas, Texas right now, speaking with Gary Vee and Max Maxwell. And if you don't know who those people are, I don't know what to tell you because you should. You should. Well, he don't need to because he rich. But but if, you know, for the rest of us, you know, we need to know who these people are. And so yeah, if you could just tell them a little bit about yourself.
Hey, so I'm Christina.
Right.
I'm 27 and I own a wholesaling and flipping business. I do 95% of my business in St. Louis, Missouri.
Right.
And my biggest passion is helping marginalized Black men have resources, ages 18 to 26, through jobs, entrepreneurship, and through real estate, teaching them how to wholesale and how to have a legal hustle.
Oh, okay. So Black men out there, I didn't even know that part, but that's great. And you are Hispanic.
Yep, I'm Cuban and Venezuelan, first generation.
Yeah, so Cuban and what was the other one?
Venezuelan.
I didn't even know that was a... Okay, so...
Venezuela and then South America.
Right. Okay, so her Instagram is @ChristinaSpells. Matter of fact, if you could just put it in the bottom, y'all go follow her Instagram, man. Like, she is dope, man. Like, I got to get her on here some kind of way. She has a book.
Yeah, next time I'm in Atlanta, for sure. But
Yeah.
I'm just here to add value, help you guys as much as I can, just providing content. Through my social media, I try to just give as much as I can and show people that it's possible to do the same thing and do it better. Yeah.
And you talking about like, because the conversation we had, this is a smart, a brilliant person right here. Trust me, the conversation we had, I cannot forget it. You know, so this is a brilliant person. This is somebody you might want to like, you know, on any kind of like level, business, grind, hustle. She's a dope person to like to get to know. But anyway, y'all hit her up. If you could drop in the chat section, drop your Instagram. And she also has a book, right? You have a book called, what's the name of it?
No, I don't have a book.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't have a book.
Oh, okay. I see bookpasskey.com. That's what got me thinking you had a book. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, if there's anything else that I can help any of your followers or anyone that is interested in getting in wholesaling or just expanding, then of course I'll help them as much as I can.
All right, for sure. All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Back to our regular scheduled program.
Right. Back to regular scheduled program. So let's see where we at. Let me see what kind of questions y'all got out there. And appreciate these super chats, by the way. We get I appreciate that, man. Y'all don't even know. Samuel Moore just dropped that thing and $24.99. Said, keep up the good work, fellas. See y'all soon. Curtis just dropped $4 in there. Boss mentality. Appreciate that. Hey, so let me see. Larissa King said, Samuel hit you with that quarter. Yeah, that's funny, yeah. Let me see. Yeah, so Bamboo said, man, crypto about to make fools mad loot.
That ain't no relevant statement pertaining to what I'm on here for, bro.
Well, she flip houses too. She do that too. So, you know.
This ain't flipping Atlanta.
It is flipping Atlanta.
Bitcoin.
It is flipping Atlanta. Yeah, I got out of the Bitcoin thing before the curve. You know what I'm saying? I like physical, like.
All right, back to King Yahweh. You say, like I just jumped right over you. My phone is not keeping up with the comments.
So, let me see. See, he got an iPhone. They slow. iPhone slow. My phone.
I'm actually on my Galaxy right now. Not my iPhone.
Oh, shame. Oh, shame. What kind of Galaxy that is?
It's 8.
Oh, man, what I got an S8 Plus.
This is plus. Same phone.
All right, so.
King, you said first step flipping, get LLC bill credit and have 10 to 15 in your bank account prepared to put down. Correct. Those are the first 3 steps you want to do. And if you don't have 5, 10, or 15 to put down, just work on your credit. You'll get it. Because you can also use credit. If you got, You can go get a loan from the bank if you got good credit to put in your account to show that you have credit worthiness for the hard money loans.
So so somebody said this is DNA Family says this is for both of y'all. Why not start in multifamily / syndication like Grant does? And you're referring to Grant Cardone, I'm assuming. You know how much you don't know about Grant Cardone? You watch
DNA Family? No.
You don't really watch Grant?
What is that?
Grant Cardone doesn't believe in single family houses. He believes in buying apartment buildings. So he says instead of buying a house, a duplex, quadruplex,
everything about buying is like shopping. You're not finna go to the mall with me and tell me what to buy with my money. So just like he suggests buying multi-family units, that's his preference. I like single family.
I like the way you do
I like in and out. I don't like tenants for real right now.
I like the way you do that.
I get the apartment complexes can be magical.
Yeah, yeah.
But starting out, which is the people that we're talking to right now.
Yeah, you're just trying to run your money up right now. Right now, you're just trying to get the bag up in order to make those decisions later.
Because I'm going to tell you what'll happen if you go buy an apartment complex like Rollo did. If the people not getting what they want out of you buying this big unit, then they going to find a way to take it from you. But they going to come in and say these stairs not up to code. They going to say the smoke detector's not working. They going to just find so much stuff that you going to be liable for that you going to be like, I'm through with it. Give me a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house on the east side that I can make 70 grand on, and I'm on to the next.
Yes, sir.
So that's my logic.
Yes, sir. So how many houses you think somebody can flip in 1 year?
Oh, my partner, Gene Johnson.
Gene Johnson, the big homie there now. Hey, how many houses?
This guy, he's I'm gonna say 20-some houses.
20-some houses. He flipped 20 houses in a year.
He's building neighborhoods now. He
Building
started out wholesaling, became a realtor, did some more wholesaling and flipping houses. Now he's building neighborhoods, and this is within the last 4 years. I'm talking about neighborhoods off of McAfee in Decatur.
Yeah. Whole neighborhoods now. Whole
neighborhoods, man. It's just it's remarkable on what you can achieve by being consistent and having consistent people around you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the word for the night. Consistency. If you guys want to take your life to the next level, set an alarm. Even on the weekends, get up at the same time and do something that's going to help push you forward. Yeah. Push your life forward financially, spiritually, mentally, physically, whatever you need to do. Go work out, burn some sage, whatever you got to do in the morning to get focused and go out there and treat each day like it's a battle that you're going to win at the end of the day. You got to do that. Yeah. I mean, I flip houses. You guys might have other jobs, but just treat everything like it's an opportunity. There's a lot of people out there that can't do what we do.
Right. So there's a number. They say 100. 100 is the number to decide whether or not you are not professional. If you're an expert at something, 100. If you do anything 100 times, you're an expert at it. No matter what it is. That's kind of like this rule of thumb. So if you walk through 100 houses, you're an expert at walking through houses. Like if you wake up 100 times, you're an expert at waking up. But if you work out 100 times, you're an expert at working out. Like, no matter what it is, they say if the rule of thumb, 100 times in a row, you do something 100 times in a row, you're an expert at it. You're going to learn a lot from those 100 times. The bad way to do something and the good way to do something. You become an expert at something by doing it 100 times. Somebody said 1,000 hours. That could be it too. But something like that. 1,000 hours, I saw somebody said 100 times. But 1,000 hours, that's even better. 1,000 hours. You do something 1,000 hours, you're definitely going to be an expert at doing it. Let's see. All right, so credit, cash, expertise grow in different dimensions each day. Yeah, like staying consistent. That's getting a degree. And really, that's why employers hire people with degrees. It's not because they know how to do the job, unless you're becoming a doctor or something like that. But if you get a degree in criminal justice and you working and they give you a promotion at the post office because you got a degree, they're not giving you a promotion based on the fact that criminal justice helps you do that job. They're giving you a promotion based on the fact that you have been dedicated to something long enough that they believe that you're trainable. Because that's all the degree really shows, unless you're going into something very specific and it's in that degree. It just shows that you can be trained and that you have dedicated your time and efforts long enough, and so you will be the person that they would prefer to put in a higher position. Let's see. I see y'all doing that fast money, man. I see you, bro. You know, that's my little thing. You know, pound sign fast money. You know what I'm saying? Can't get this money slow. You got to get it fast. You know, everybody keep talking about reparations. Let's get it. Forget the reparations. Let's just get some money. Like, we too focused on, like, let's get this money. So, how much money? Okay, that's good. We did that. Did I skip anybody's question? Skip anybody's question. What that?
No, I'm having them dog grill.
Grill, what up, my boy?
What's up, G1?
All right, so how much you think Gene saw last year?
I don't like counting other people's pockets.
Let's go, man. Let's count the pocket.
He was all right. He was all right.
You think it was at least 500,000?
He was all right.
500,000?
The first half.
See, I was just trying to get him to do that. Like, I know, you know, I don't know the real number. I know, you know, a ballpark figure. It's out of here, you know, more time, you know. Let's see, fast money, 10, 20, 50, 60 per flip. Oh, yeah.
All right, like a lot of people still on here with the wholesaling. Like, I'm all for the wholesaling. If you got some deals, send them to me. I just put my little Instagram in there, but wholesaling market getting a little slim right now with all these wholesalers. So go get your license. Then you can still wholesale, but go get your license, because if 60 people on this chat and 30 talking about wholesaling, and we got like 2 realtors tuned in, they sleep right now. They getting real money.
Yeah.
Wholesalers, y'all guys work so hard. Y'all guys work harder than any realtor I know. Y'all reverse, y'all look up houses. Y'all got to find a buyer for the house. Y'all got to do all that. Us, we get a house whether we list it, and then the buyer come to us, or we have a buyer, and we take them to a house. Y'all working extremely hard for the money that y'all receiving. I get it, it's great money. That's the little scheme about flip houses, 0 money down. Yeah, it don't take no money to do that, but
right.
You're not really flipping no houses. You marking up houses, assigning houses. You double closing, you triple closing, you doing all that with houses.
Yeah.
But it's still good money, but you just working harder than you should be.
So let's say somebody is thinking about buying a house right now because they just need a place to stay. They've been renting forever. Mm-hmm. Do you think that they should buy a house to live in, or do you think that they should rent and then try to invest whatever they have into real estate?
I mean, it's still all a personal preference, but if we got some first-time home buyers out there and they're content in the area that they want to live, and they know they want to live this area for at least a few years, then I say buy a house. Because like you can stay in a VA house at least a year before you can do anything else. Like, you got to stay in the house a year. Yeah. So you can't. Same thing with FHA. You're not finna just buy this house and be out in 9 months without it reflecting.
Right.
So it's all based on the area that you want to live in, and if you got kids, you want to go to this school, because the deciding factor when you're buying houses is basically the schools. and kids, you don't want your child going to a bad school. There's a lot of drama and they're not learning what you think they should learn. Right. So you're going to have to want to take that into consideration when you're shopping for a house. You might love this big 2,700 square foot house, I can get it for a great price. But the school, a D school. You want your 4-year-old to grow up in a D school zone because you love a building? Every house is just a building that's probably going to outlive all of us. So we can't really have too much attachment to it. Treat your house like an investment that you live in. Yeah. Not somewhere that's going to love you back. Your house ain't going to love you back. Just like your car. You can go buy any kind of car you want to buy. It ain't going to love you back. You might love it to death. You might keep them clean, wash them 2-3 times a week. But it's not going to love you back.
It's not. That Benz will break down.
Right. That BMW X5 is broke down. It's in the shop now. But at the end of the day, you just got to do what makes you happy at the time.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you got to be happy, man.
T Black said count the pockets. And another thing too, right? Like, if depending on the area you in, right? Like in Atlanta, when I was getting ready, I had moved back from Kansas. I moved here from Kansas. I was stationed out that way. And when I moved back to Atlanta, I stayed with my brother for like 10 months. And I was like, okay, it's time for me to like find a place to stay. When I went looking, 1-bedroom apartments was $1,380. And that was the average 1-bedroom apartment if you Google. And I was like, there's no way. And then I'm gonna pay $1,380 for a 1-bedroom apartment. So then I found some apartments that was like $800 or $900 online. But when I called the places, they were actually, oh no, we really don't have any vacancies until like 6 months from now. And I was like, what? This is. So I would have had to pay almost the apartments that were actually available was like $1,500 because I needed to stay near Decatur area because that's where I was going to be working. That's where I was looking to move to. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to pay that much money. I might as well buy a house. And my mortgage and everything from building a house from the ground, you know, $200,000 house, building it from the ground. Nobody slept in this room before. Nobody used this bathroom, you know, that kind of thing. Like building this house from the ground was cheaper than me getting a 1-bedroom apartment with, I get a 4-bedroom, over 3,000 square feet, granite, you know, countertops and everything. It's cheaper than buying a 1-bedroom apartment or living in a 1-bedroom apartment. So if it's cheaper, I'm still technically, and if we looking at the same amount of money, then I'm saving money because I'm still putting part of that back in my pocket. And if I was still going to be paying that rent and still trying to invest in real estate, why couldn't I pay the mortgage and still invest in real estate? This is, you know, so in my opinion, you know, you still got to look at your situation, but if you're in a place where it's cheaper to, and then also I didn't put any money down. So it wasn't like I had to come out of pocket $10,000, $20,000, put that down, because then, you know, that may change things, because then maybe, yeah, I should just pay this first and last month rent and rent for a year and then take that $10,000 or $20,000 that I got saved and then put that into some kind of investment property. But I didn't have that situation, so.
All right, Chris Bell say, based on your experience, would it be difficult to start flipping houses if you have a full-time job? Not if you had the right crew and if you had the right person with you. Like if you have the right team, anything is possible, and it cannot be as stressful or difficult as you may think it may be while working full-time. Because if you got someone like myself on your team, which can find you the property, remodel the property, list the property, find you the next one, repeat, then it can be a seamless process. But if you just find a property, you think it's a good deal, you done bought it from a wholesaler or an agent, or it's off market or for sale by owner, you're like, okay, I'm thinking because the neighbors say they sold their house for $200,000. I got a good deal on this house.
I just like
and then you thinking that you got a great deal, but the neighbor didn't tell you their house 500 square feet bigger than your house. So you already lost if you basing your comps on their price or whatever. So if you don't have somebody that know the game or know what's going on, then it can be a difficult process if you working full time.
Somebody said, do you think it's better to build a wholesale business first, then get into flipping, or learn the game, get hard, slash private money, and get into flipping that way?
All right, flipping. I'm going to do this. We got flipping, and then we got, I'm going to just hold his hand out. Then we got being an agent, and that's investing houses or just remodeling houses and selling that way. We're going to call that flipping. We're going to call wholesaling. So we can't really confuse those two terms. But to build a wholesaling business, it's not really much to build. You just find some people that want to reverse lookup all day, or any other ways that they may need to find these off-market deals so they can sell them to investors. But before you even start a wholesale business, you need to start with your buyers. You need to build a buyers list. If you ain't got nobody to buy the house, why you even trying to get it on the contract to wholesale it? I mean, that's like starting a car lot in a city that there are no streets. Like, what are you going to do with all this inventory if you have nobody to buy it? Like, you want to start with your buyers list, man.
So, okay, so they always say it's easier to get into multifamily property first, then try to do it after you have a single family mortgage.
I don't know who they is, but that is not correct in most cases. I mean, if you want to buy a multifamily, like I said, it's all a personal preference. If we go to the mall together and I like these shoes, I like these shoes. This is my personal preference. So if you stuck on multifamily, you want to buy multifamily, then find a lender that's going to finance it. And if you're going to live on one side or one unit or just...
Yeah, because...
It's hard. Let me tell you, with FMLS, it's hard to run multifamily comps that, like, for sale. Like, I don't want to buy a 4-unit or a 2-unit building, a townhouse or a row of townhouses, and just be stuck with just renting these houses. That's my personal preference. I want to turn them over and go. Like, I don't want to be tired into collecting or hiring a project manager to pull my rent every month, and I got to pay them to get my money. And I'm not finna do it. If I'm to the point where I want to go away for a month, I can go away for a month and not miss that money. But I get cash flow as king. I get all that. It's great. But you can also get cash flow by turning over properties consistently.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
If you can do $50,000 every 2 months, that's $300,000 a year.
So also, like, just kind of going off what he's saying, like, I had the opportunity to buy. So when I was looking for my house, I could have bought a 4-unit, a 2-unit, whatever. I was looking for, like, let's say if I had found a duplex for $200,000. That's really good if I plan on renting it out. But that same $230,000, $240,000, I could have bought a single family home that has already gone up $90,000 in value in the course of the time that I've been there, right? So I was thinking about, okay, what would be my exit strategy if I just had to leave? Would people be looking for a house for their family, or would they be looking for a duplex when I'm ready to leave in 3 to 5 years? Right. Most people are not out riding around looking for duplexes unless they want to invest. Like people like you may be looking for duplexes, but the average person...
They're not going to pay premium.
Right.
For
exactly.
A duplex.
Exactly.
You can say, oh, the tenant is an on-time paying tenant. They've never been late. They don't care about that. They buying a building. The tenant is just a plus. If you already got somebody in there, they probably going to want to get them out when their lease is up to upgrade it and jack the rent up.
So, and if we're looking at the same size space, right? It's 3,000 square foot house, or a little bit more than 3,000 square foot house, and you got 3,000 square foot duplex. That means it's 1,500 on each side. If you're like a person who's just out here looking for houses and you got the money to actually buy a house for your family, like you're a regular person out here trying to find a house for your family, the average person is looking for a single family home. And so I just wanted to appeal to the most people, and that's why I was like, you know what, I don't really want to even live like that anyway. What did it say? He said, burn some sage.
Oh, that's when I was talking about the little morning ritual. I burn sage every morning, man.
Is it hard to find money?
I'm home by outside.
Oh, it's hard money loan or a private lender better to find your first flip if your credit is decent? And also, do you use 65% ARV, or do you go by potential profit from one flipping?
Let me go to that.
I can get your home.
All right. I'm going to read this question. Give me 1 second. It's hard money loan. A lot of hard money guys offer you 65% ARV out the gate. Some offer you 60%. Like I told a few people last week that the lower the ARV percentage, which is the LTV, that's the loan to value ratio of the ARV. If they're going to only loan you 65% of the ARV, those deals are getting harder to find because it's not many deals out here that's going to have a solid set 35% profit in them. So what I would say that it's just hard to find that when you sorry, I got something in my throat. That's why I'm just drinking water. But he was there an hour ago.
Oh,
I just got the alert, bro. I'm sorry, Grip. My bad. But the ARV situation is like this. for the people that I'm going to catch up because they're using lingo that you may not be familiar, we got ARV, that's after repair value. We got LTV, that's loan to value, which is the ratio, the percentage, or whatever the most lenders are going to lend you. So if they lend you 65% LTV, that's 65% of the ARV, the after repair value. Let's say this house is worth, the ARV is $100,000. They will loan you up to $65,000 for this house, meaning that you will have to purchase the house and remodel it for less than $65,000 to hopefully sell it at $100,000 and make $35,000 profit. I know those numbers seem confusing and you may not get it, and that's why I wanted to break it down before we went any further as far as me talking to the one person who asked about 65%. Because most seasoned investors, as long as they can make $40,000 a flip, then they're good. So it's not necessarily a percentage because you can do 70%, 75% LTV. If the house is worth 120, then you done made your 40, but it's really not 40% profit. You just made 40,000. Okay. And that rule, that 65% rule, is that's where it used to be. Now is some lenders lend up to like 85%, which is amazing. That's somebody lending you up $85,000 on a $100,000 house.
Yeah, so somebody says, who is this? Chris Bell says, what would be the most you would spend on a property for your first flip?
Depending on what you're approved for and what you're required to bring to the closing table. Like, there's no set amount. Like, these numbers, they vary per property. But the most a first-time investor should do is like stay around 70% LTV and try to make you 30% profit. But it's not a number. Like, I can say 70,000, I can say 140. If the house is worth 200, then 140 will be your number. But it all depends on the neighborhood, the comps, and the ARV of the actual property.
So I got to get back to my side of town. If you could, hit the like button if you haven't already. I appreciate y'all for coming, hanging out with us on here. We're going to try and do this. We're trying to do this every week. We're going to try and do this every week. We're just going to make it happen. Just going to make it happen. So I said, I'm in 18 building. Oh, well, I'm 18 building my wholesaling business. I want to network with some hard money lenders. The main goal is to get into rehabbing as quickly as possible. So should I build first or go straight into it?
You 18?
18
Jalen
years
Anderson,
old.
And you doing all this? I commend you, my brother.
For real, because I was.
That's a lot. I'm not doing all that.
I was in the street.
And
18.
Your main goal is to get into rehabbing as quickly as possible. But if you wholesaling, stack that money and keep building your credit up. Because I don't even know if lenders lend to anybody 18 on hard money, because you don't have enough credit. Like,
you need help. You
need a few more years, or you need somebody 21.
Somebody with. Yeah,
I'm not sure if it's an age limit on it, but I'm just saying your credit is too young and not established. Okay, your credit 716, you 18.
But you rich, ain't you? You come from a rich family anyway, so you can do it. You can do whatever you want to.
You ain't even bought nothing.
His parents had a credit card in his name when he was born.
Right, they got you a credit card. You was 13 and kept it.
Yeah. So
but nah, that's good, man.
Boy, listen, you ahead of the curve, bro. Like, yeah.
But as far as the wholesaling business at 18, look, no, my mom put my name on the cable bill, but she paid it.
Yeah. Hey, so Jalen, where you from? Yeah, that right. # Fad Money. Drop that # Fad Money, everybody. Yeah.
Okay, Jalen, keep it up,
Jalen,
man.
you in the A? Man, his Instagram, Kelley_Parker, man.
Kelley_Parker. My
Hit this
Facebook
man
is just
up,
Kelley
man.
Parker.
Graduated from Westlake last year.
Oh, yeah? What's up? Keep it up, man.
Dropping this IG right now. Just drop that joint, and I'm about to drop mine.
Y'all follow me, keep up, DM me, asking some questions. But yeah, just go Google a real estate class online, man, just so you can get familiar with it. That'll be one of the best investments you can do.
That's right. That's right. By the way, I do have a book called The Big Shot, Big Shot, Hot Shot, Own Your Own Trucking Authority. And so it does help you see kind of like my process was when I started my trucking business. And so if you haven't already, the book is on Amazon. Look it up, and I appreciate you.
Remember consistency, guys.
Consistency.
On everything you do.
All right.
Except being bad.
Yeah, you'll be good at that too.